God, look at that. There is a Christmas deal on the chocolate. I must buy all 4 tubs. I'm going to save myself £2. Does that sound like you? Welcome to our podcast, Fuck the Diet Cycle, with myself, Lauren Knight, and Abby Lodge. This is for you if you want to cut through the diet industry bullshit and finally end that cycle. Grab yourself a cuppa, get comfy, and let's dive straight in, shall we?
Who are you kidding? So the Christmas chocolates have officially hit our shelves. I mean, they have been coming out in dribs and drabs, haven't they, recently? But now the deals are starting to ramp up. The buy so many and you get the third one free or whatever. And when you're doing your weekly shop, you look at them and you think, oh, that's a bloody deal. Gonna get that because let's face it, with the current financial situation going on, things like that, we think that we are going to be saving ourselves some money. But are you really, really going to be putting those chocolates away for Christmas? I know for me personally, before I lost my weight, I would buy the chocolates in the sales, in the early things, and tell myself, yeah, going away for Christmas, a bit of money saved there. Really proud of myself until something happened. I got stressed. I got annoyed, whatever. I got bored. I'd sit there of an evening and I'd think, some celebrations under the stairs. Oh, I just have a few. What do I know? Half an hour's passed. I've eaten the whole lot. I feel like shit. And I've wasted money because now, guess what? Got to go buy them again.
Yeah, and you are so not alone. There's going to be so many people listening to this going, oh my God, I've been seen. Like they're going to feel seen. And we're not doing this to make you feel embarrassed or ashamed. We're talking about this because actually, myself, Abby, and you are all a marketer's dream. They're rubbing their hands together, and there's a reason why we see these tubs going out from September onwards. It's because people like us kid ourselves, we fool ourselves that we're saving ourselves money, but actually they know we're going to eat it early and we're not going to want to go Christmas without it, so we'll go and replace it. They're making their money. So what tends to happen? Like Abby just said, the chances are something's going to happen between the time that you buy it and Christmas, because at this point, we've still got 7 weeks until the big day. That chocolate or that festive food is going to be calling your name because it's not something you would normally have in the house. And I'm going to share with you one of my client stories. I'm not going to name her. Obviously, I want to keep her protected, but she had purchased some Christmas chocolate and it was upstairs in her spare room, packed away with whatever else she'd bought because it was on a special offer. She had a bad day on Friday, just gone, and she was alone in the house, so nobody was there to keep her accountable. And she went upstairs and she pulled out the box of After Eights. Now, my client is very much like me. She has a very weak point when it comes to chocolate. So the first thing she thought about was, I'm going to go and grab these After Eights. They're upstairs. I know that they're there. No one's going to know. No one's in the house. And I'll just replace them. She smashed through the entire box of After Eights, which for some people you might think, oh my God, how did you do that? For me, easy. I know that I could do exactly the same. So there's no judgment there from me. But the reason I'm sharing you this story is because if she didn't have that box of After Eights because she thought she was saving herself money, she wouldn't have been able to eat them because she wouldn't have gone out to the shop. She's already told me she doesn't like driving out in the dark, so she would not have left the house. So she ate through those After Eights, but guess what? The stress and the feeling was still there afterwards, but now she's got this layer of, what the fuck have I just done? I feel guilty. I feel sick. That has not helped at all. Why did I do that? And all of those negative voices came into her head. However, the really positive part of this story is she reached out straight away and she said, Lauren, I've just messed up. I've gone and ate these. It's not made me feel any better. Why did I do it? Why can't I get over this? And we spoke about it. I spoke about stories about myself, about where I've lost control of chocolate in the past. We spoke about what she was going through and her feelings. And then we spoke about you can't change the past, but you can now draw a line and let's move forward. There's no room for frustration or feeling sorry for yourself. Let's just move on and we're going to learn from this. No more festive buy-in until we get closer to Christmas and you work out exactly what your 3 to 5 things are. Anyway, she drew that line. She got through the weekend perfectly fine. We are now on Thursday, so what, nearly a week later, and she stepped on the scales today and she went and lost a pound.
That's incredible. That is incredible. And the thing about this story is it could have gone two ways. It could have gone, yes, the way that it's gone, absolutely brilliant. But the way that most people would treat it is, I've fucked it now. I cannot possibly get back to it. I know, let's get Christmas out of the way. I'll start again in January. And then all that that would do is give them a green light to go absolutely crazy for the next 7 weeks. Because, you know, as you've said, we've got 7 weeks until Christmas. To then come January, you probably maybe even 2 stone up if you're going to continue eating all of the festive food. And then come January, it's going to be really, really hard for you to get back to it. So the fact that she's been like, no, okay, and that's what's so important to highlight here is it's a journey, and especially with all the festive foods around and things like that, there is going to be more temptation. There is going to be potentially more slip ups, but that's normal. We are human beings. Life happens, shit happens, and sometimes we do fall back on them bad habits of using that food as comfort, as medicine to try and self medicate. But she has learned from that, and I just want to get the message out there that if anybody is listening and they have potentially slipped up recently, bought some festive foods, we know we've just had Halloween. Perhaps you finished, you know, your kids' sweets off or whatever, and you're thinking, oh, well, what's the point now? Blah, blah, blah. It's so close to Christmas. 7 weeks isn't actually that close. Yes, it will go quite fast. However, you can either do a lot of damage in 7 weeks or you can get good results in 7 weeks. Head into Christmas feeling in control, feeling really empowered. So then come January 1st, you're not back to where you was. You know, you're further ahead, and things will be so much easier for you because let's face it, the statistic for people that actually stick to their New Year's resolutions is really, really low when it comes to weight loss. Like literally, you get 2 weeks into January, fucked it. Oh God, okay. February, then we got Easter, Valentine's Day, all of that. We're back in that cycle again. So please, guys, if you're listening and you have slipped up, you know, reach out, use us. We're always here to kind of chat and coach you through these things because, you know, like Lauren said, she's lost control with chocolate before. I've lost control before. Like we're normal, we're human. Like it happens. So yes, but don't fall into the marketer's trap because it can be so easy. Like the same happened with me. Like the Asda one, you know, we spoke about it the other day. The Asda one where I can't remember what it was. Anyway, it's a good deal, and I bought them because I know that I can put them away and I won't touch them because they don't bother me anymore. So I brought them home. James says to me, "Oh, we're going to eat them now." No, we're not going to eat them now. He said, but why? Why have you got them early? I said, I've got them early because it was on deal, but we're not having them. And they are still at the top of the cupboards, not touched, haven't faced me. But that is because I have now got that control. If I felt weak or like I didn't have that control, then you know, I wouldn't have them in the house. But being through, you know, 3 years of maintenance, it doesn't bother me anymore. But there may be a time might come on in a few weeks and say, oh shit, I've eaten all them chocolate.
I doubt it though. I doubt it. One, because obviously you are accountable to yourself now and
Yeah.
you've got all of those tools in place. But what I want to cover there, because it's really, really interesting, and this is what people forget sometimes, the impact of your old food habits and your relationship with food on James.
Huh?
So he instantly saw a box of celebrations or whatever it is that you bought coming into the house
Yep.
3 years ago, 4 years ago,
Was green light. Yeah, yeah.
you would have taken them boxes of chocolates home and opened them. So
Yeah.
he, in his head, he's like, oh, happy days, old Abby's back. We can open a box of chocolates, not knowing that you're going to tell her and say, no, actually, it doesn't work like that anymore. So your or our, not just you, but our relationship with food impacts our partners, impacts our kids. And that's something that we need to be accountable of and aware of, especially for our children, or our partners are fully grown adults, but especially our children. So not only are you protecting yourself from using food for therapy, but actually you're teaching the kids that they don't need all of this copious amounts either. And it creates a more special relationship when it is time to have those
Mm.
things. And a tip that we can give you is thinking about that 3 to 5 things that you want across the festive period that you are going to eat completely guilt-free. It doesn't matter how many calories are in it, doesn't matter how big or small it is. It could be a mince pie, it could be a lint Christmas, Father Christmas thing, whatever. It could be any of them things. It could be cheese. But if you do not sit down and really think about what those things look like, you'll just go, oh, yeah, but I love this and I love that. And we can all tell ourselves that we love all of this food. But actually, if you were told that you can only pick up to 5 things, you would sit there and really think about it. And that's going to keep you in control. It's going to keep you mindful. And it's going to make sure that the things that you choose, you're going to enjoy every mouthful without any guilt.
Yeah, and that is something that I still, obviously, I've been at Goal for 3 years now, and I still, when I do the festive shopping, I still think about the 3 to 5 things that I think I'm going to get, and I'm going to really, really enjoy that because it's just how my mindset has now changed. And when you have got like this 3 to 5 things, you do think, hmm, yeah, if I get that, it's not really actually going to be very worth it, and I'm going to feel guilty. So now I love the whole 3 to 5 things. But while we're on the subject of shopping, let's talk about when you go and do your Christmas shop for effectively 2 days, really.
Mm.
Christmas is 2 days. Why do we go absolutely crazy and fill our trolleys with the most random amount of food, which then would then put us back further because if it's not gone by Boxing Day, you've then got to eat it before you start back on your diet or your plan or whatever you're doing. Like, I just don't know that the world's gone crazy. It's almost like it's a tradition that you go and do your big festive shop and it is like 4 trolley loads full of shit, basically.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone's like me. It's again, you go back. I say like me, the previous version of me. It's like you're kidding yourself. So I would go along with a trolley. Yeah, that's for me. Oh no, James would like that. Mason really enjoys that. Scarlett like that. Oh, my mum and dad like them biscuits when they come round. And you're putting it all in, giving yourself an excuse that they're for Tom, Dick, and Harry, Shirley down the end of the road. No, it's all for you because I can guarantee there's nothing in that basket or that trolley that you wouldn't eat.
Mm,
You're going to eat through all of it, and your mum and dad ain't going to be around every day. The kids don't need all of that chocolate. Your partner probably doesn't even look at it. If it's anything like my James, he'll be like, What you got all that for? Like, I don't even want it. I'm like, well, actually, secretly, it's for me. I'm just blaming it on you. And you need to start being accountable. Stop fooling yourself. Stop kidding yourself. Make yourself a list. Stick to it. Marketers want you to fall into the trap. And like Abby covered at the beginning of this session, we're all very quick to say that we can't afford things. So let's think about our priorities here. Don't go and overspend to then tell yourself, well, I can't afford to throw it in the bin. You're not a walking dustbin. Think about what you're putting into your trolley, shop savvy, think about what you are really going to enjoy. Ignore the adverts on the telly, ignore the deals in the shops, and just get what you want. Don't be told that you have to try X, Y, Z because otherwise your Christmas isn't going to be Christmas.
yeah, that is something that's really it's hard, isn't it? Like with these marketeers, they're saying like for you to actually be able to physically enjoy Christmas, it's all about the food. Whilst yes, we do have a tradition of the turkey or whatever, might be different in your household, whatever, maybe the mince pie for Father Christmas, all those types of things. but they've taken away the actual real magic and the real joy of Christmas, which is actually spending time with family and loved ones and making memories. And it's like if you don't have this big cheesecake roulade thing that's, you know, got a cherry on top or whatever, you are not having the best Christmas ever. It really doesn't matter if you strip away all of that food, all of that stuff, and think about what Christmas is actually really about. It's about family and loved ones, and you don't need to be laying on the sofa for hours afterwards in agony, not even wanting to talk to anyone because you want to go to sleep because you're eating so much rubbish. What's memorable about that apart from, oh yeah, I felt like shit.
Yeah, exactly that. And that's what you need to remember. So go and make your lists. Stop falling into the marketers' traps. If you have got festive foods at home, if you feel like you're going to have a weakness around them, ask your partner to put them somewhere where you can't see them, or one of your kids, or give it to a family member and then go and get it back Christmas Eve. Because right now, you need to put yourself first, your health first, and also your happiness. This food isn't making you happy when you are trying to use it for therapy. There is a difference between food enjoyment and food for comfort. Food enjoyment is always guilt-free and you can enjoy every mouthful. Trying to use food for therapy is always going to lead to regret, negativity, and that momentarily or even permanent mindset of, I can't fucking do this. Thank you for listening. If you loved it, don't forget to press that subscribe button and the little bell so that you never miss a future episode. We will be back here with a new one on Sunday at 7 a.m. We'll see you there.